In a business. To some, it's never an easy task to partake, and to some, they have very good stories of how they started from scratch and built their empires to profitability. And that's the reason why Bizna Kenya and MC Moments have partnered to bring you Biz Talks. And here we shall be hosting mentors, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have created these empires, people who have also on the verge of creating these particular big businesses. And these lessons will be valuable for you, the business person, for you, the aspiring business person, the entrepreneur, so that at least you can make wise decisions when it comes to building that business. So every Friday at 8 a.m. on all business platforms, that's the Facebook and YouTube. Side of it, and please welcome and let everybody else know that we are here at Biz Talks Live and ready to go. Our guest is in the house, and today we're talking about a very important subject: building a business strategy. Why is it important? Do you even have one in business? In fact, I would like to know from you. Let us know whether you have a strategy. We don't want to get into the details of it, but let us know whether you have one. And so, very much to welcome you and to really ask you to grab your cup of tea, because I'm about to serve our guest one. So as usual, karibu sana. First of all, Christopher Odongo. Karibu.
Thank you for having me on the show. Very glad to be here.
Yeah.
It's when I was coming, the sun was sort of like peeping out, and we are coming out of this long July.
It's winter.
No,
it's the Kenyan winter. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah. And I think every year it seems like it was worse than last year.
Yeah.
But actually, my memory serves me correctly. This year was actually not as bad as last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe we forget.
Because
I think it was more crazy for me this year.
Yeah.
First of all, have you made a choice? I know I asked you to prepare.
Yes, so I'd like the green tea with the mint.
Green tea with mint.
Yeah.
I want to appreciate Melvins, the ones who make this possible. Sorry, I've already picked water.
Yes,
hot water. Okay.
Yes, hot water.
Good. Let me pour some for you here. Just bring it closer, lest I make some interesting things happen here. Anyway, so if you're watching us, as I told you, grab your cup of tea. We're getting ready here to get to know about strategic planning. Do you have a strategy? Why is it important? And we have Christopher here from Wylde. I know that name is actually very interesting. We're talking about Wylde. We'll be getting to know what this is Wylde. What am I going to have? I don't know. I'm now so stuck up to just having a hibiscus. I was introduced to it, and since then, you don't need. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Do you
no sugar?
No
sugar. Thank you. No
sugar. So you're like me. I don't want to tell people sugar is not good, but
sugar is very good.
It's very good. Eh?
Yeah, sugar is very good.
Yeah,
sugar is very good. It just depends on whether you're trying to remain at the same level,
yes,
lose some weight, or get energy in your body in the morning.
Lovely. Okay, it's good to have you, Chris. And of course, I would want to first of all introduce you to the people. Of course, not just by name, but when people ask you who is Chris, who do you say you are?
I think when people ask me who am I, I'm sort of tempted to sometimes use my title or my skills.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting thing when you introduce yourself. You normally introduce yourself a lot from what you do, what position you hold. But I've learned to sometimes introduce myself just from a little bit of a different perspective, So I'm a father of two, and two wonderful girls. Husband to an amazing wife, and again, that's by position in the family.
Yes.
But when you try and just ask me who I really am, I just say I'm somebody who's passionate about seeing businesses grow, passionate about creating wealth and getting us out of poverty. I'm driven a lot by that passion that sort of came from a long time ago.
Wow.
I'm one of those people who, in a sense, you could say something like, I want to see businesses succeed.
Lovely.
I want to see people succeed. And I've been doing that from when I was a teenager.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you see somewhere on my CV, it says I have 22 years experience. And
22 years.
22 years experience. And just yesterday, one of my team members was saying, how do you have 22 years experience?
Yeah, that's quite a lot. You should be having some gray
cover on you, but anyway.
I said I started early.
You started early?
Started early.
Great.
Started early, yeah.
It's good to know you, Chris. And, just before we even dive in, because I really want to understand Wylde and get to know where all that name came from and what it means. Let me first of all, a lot of viewers, because I can see many of you already are watching, please let me know where you're watching from. Keep me company a little bit. And what are your thoughts about a strategic plan? Do you have one for your business? So Chris, what is Wylde? What is Wylde, and what's your mission on the onset?
So Wylde is spelled W-Y-L-D-E, and that's Wylde International. And for us, one time this entrepreneur comes to our office about 2015 and says, I saw your Facebook page, I saw your website, I saw you guys do and support entrepreneurs, and I was coming to Wylde International. And she shows up at our office, and the first thing she says is, you guys don't look international. I'd sort of like laugh and say, for us, calling ourselves Wylde International right from the start was sort of like an aspiration. And it was sort of saying that we are actually committed to building an international company, you know. And some people have asked, Wylde International, are you headquartered here in Kenya? Are you a local branch of a foreign company? No. We are founded by Kenyans, and we are founded right here. But our ambitions are international. We are really, the way we see it is, Africans can solve their own problems, and not only that, can actually solve other problems for other people in the world. We can create things right here and export those things out into the world. If you think about just the story of our sponsor here, Melvin's, it's a story of an organization that was founded out of a passion for tea. And today they are poised to start exporting this product, and they can export it anywhere in the world.
It's an international product.
And it's an international product. And that's where we want to see Kenyan businesses. We want to see Kenyan businesses going global, not just conquering East Africa, Rwanda, DRC, Uganda, Tanzania. No, we want to see neighbors. We want to see Kenyan businesses going intercontinental and setting up shop in America, setting up shop in Europe, setting up shop in China. If you take this product to China, there are 1 billion people. Just 100 million of them take your tea and
you're good to go, man.
You're good to go. So, and the thing is, it's possible for us to build those global solutions. And so at Wylde, our foundation was really just, how can we create a mindset in people that allows them to build foundations for global greatness. And so our vision is to see Africa reach a level of global influence. And everything we are doing is, we are saying, by the time you're ready to open your New York office, Wylde will be there to receive you.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Oh my goodness, that's a bold move. I like that. It must be a strategic plan thing, but we'll talk about it. Hey, honestly speaking, before we jump into now the definitive parts of it, the people sort of have a short-sightedness of how to think about their businesses. They think about local, maybe just the area they're in. And they have not really thought about crossing even county borders before we even go to the country. But now we are talking about thinking global, thinking about the entire world. Because I've just thought about what you said. Imagine if my product was to be consumed in China, where we have 1 billion people, and you just get 1 shilling from them.
There's no reason why this show should not be translated to Mandarin.
You got me off guard.
I got you off guard there. This show can be translated to Mandarin.
It can be, right? And we can get some Chinese guys sponsoring. Thanks. We coming. Okay, let's hit the ground now about the strategic plan. And my question will be going down to the definitives. What is a strategic plan for a business?
So at the bare essentials, a strategy is, what am I going to do to succeed in my business? And success can be, what am I going to do to grow my business? Success can be, what am I going to do to consolidate what I've been doing? Success can be, what am I going to do to expand my business? And that question is really dependent on where you are.
Wow.
Yeah, because if you are a startup, you're starting. Strategy is, how am I going to get my first customer?
Wow.
If you have been running for a while, strategy is, how am I going to grow my business?
Yeah.
If you've been growing, it's how am I going to consolidate and stabilize? If you are stable, you can be asking, how am I going to expand my business?
Okay.
If you have been in business for long, it's how am I going to transition to the next level? So strategy really is just answering the question of, how am I moving from where I am now to where I want to be? Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
And the thing then is, the biggest question you're asking yourself is, where do I want to be?
Lovely.
You get?
Lovely.
And where do I want to be cannot be an answer that is based in air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we'll get into that. Yeah.
Because in fact, the next follow-up question is why it is important. And I know you've mentioned a little bit because you want to know where you're going, but
Yes.
I really want to break you loose today. Why is it important for me to really know where I am going? Yeah.
Because if you don't know where you're going, then any road will take you anywhere. I was coming here this morning.
Yeah.
I knew where I was going.
Very true.
Therefore, I knew which route I'm going to use from home to here. Yeah, right? And I knew how I'm going to navigate.
Absolutely.
And I knew how much time I'll spend on the road.
Okay.
And I was on time.
Okay.
And factored in previous historical experience on traffic in the morning.
I was about to say, those are some of the challenges of strategy.
True. Those are the challenges of strategy. Like, things will happen as you are coming. And so it's important to know where you're going as a business. And once you know where you're going, then you can now start charting the course of going there.
Yeah.
So the important task of strategy is to help you know where you're going, what you're going to do there, and how you're going to get there in view of the strategies. But I want to talk a little bit about, how do you know where you want to go?
That's a good one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you know where you want to go? It's one thing to talk about it abstractly and say where I want to go.
Yeah.
But at Wylde International, what we have done is we have narrowed it down to the simplest question that you need to ask yourself is, where is my opportunity?
Okay.
The reason I came here today
Yeah.
is because there's an opportunity for me
Yes.
to be speaking to an audience that I want to subscribe and consume services from my business.
Absolutely.
If that opportunity didn't exist,
You will not show up.
I would not show up. I mean, save for a nice lovely cup of tea.
You can enjoy a free cup of tea.
Okay. And the other opportunity would have been, maybe I just want to connect with you.
Yeah.
You are my
Very true.
friend. We
Yeah.
want to connect. We want to catch up. We want
Very
to chat. But we probably would have done that cheaper at a local restaurant.
Yes.
Over a cup of tea. You know.
Very true.
But we are here on a show because there's an opportunity.
You're
you know?
right.
And so in business, one you want to understand is opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, and when you join any of our programs, one of the things we help you do is just to unpack what the business opportunity is for you, and it's different for different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there are things running through my head, and I know many other viewers maybe. So let me ask you, there is the business plan, but from what you said, it feels like it does not separate itself from the person. It's sort of like you, because where your business is going could be probably where you also want to go.
Yes.
So do you also start with the person, the leader of that particular business, so that he's also strategically positioned to position his business well?
Wow.
I'm just throwing things out in my head.
I think you're just throwing things up, but so the thing about the person is the person leads the business.
Yes.
All right. And the person, because the person is leading the business, their strengths and weaknesses impact on the business.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that has nothing to do with strategy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Their
just the
strengths and
person.
weaknesses have nothing to do with strategy. The business can be clear on its strategy.
Okay.
It can be clear on its market. It can be clear on its opportunities.
Yeah.
It can be clear on what it wants to do.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
But the person can fail to execute that strategy.
Okay. Makes sense. I love that explanation.
You understand?
And people can be replaced.
People can be replaced. Now, can you replace the owner of the organization?
That's an interesting way, but there are many ways I have seen.
Yeah.
For example, people have sold shares so that they only have shares and sit back, so
Yeah.
the business can run and many other things. But then when the vision carrier, sometimes it's hard to change.
So yes, can you replace the owner of the organization? And that's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's conceptually possible to think about it, but it's not easy. And it's not easy because we carry our businesses the way we carry our
You're right.
our dreams or the way we carry our children. This belongs to me.
Very true.
You know, and the challenge is to get it to a place where in your mind, I am a custodian, a steward of this business for the future, for the next generation, for others.
Okay.
Because that's how you build a transgenerational business. That's how you build a legacy business. That's how you build a business that does not die with you.
Wow.
Because it's just a mindset. Doesn't mean the business is not yours.
Yes.
But it means that when you're thinking like that, you're asking yourself, what am I doing with my business and how am I positioning it so that it can outlive me?
It's okay. You know, my follow-up questions before I give a shout out will be people, you know, simply some of them just start businesses. A lot of people, by the way. You know, it's working, you know, you're selling, you're making some money and things are okay.
Yeah.
Which now brings in the question, should I really start thinking about strategy while things are working? But before you expand on that, let me just give a shout out. Burale, you're watching, my bro. You know, click on that share button. Yeah, we need your followers to know they need to get a business strategy. Thanks, Geoffrey Alemba as well. Kinara Mecha, watching from Adoles University. Yes. Cinta Dunda as well, watching. Leah Esilaba, yes. Locked in, definitely. Evans Yegon as well, following. And Braden, very keen as well and following. Wow, your other name is long. I don't want to try myself out here. Anyway, so as I said, guys, just start and business is working, and then somebody here is trying to tell me about strategic planning. By the way, we see big organizations launch a strategic plan. 10-year strategic plan, 5-year. You see big documents, you know.
Yeah.
Some even have a 50-year strategic plan. You're thinking, wow.
Some have a 100-year strategic plan.
How many? 100-year.
100-year.
Beyond their lives.
Yes.
It's like the Vision 2030 that was launched way back and people have died who launched, you know, just saying. And so you're thinking, I'm an SME. What are you telling me? These are things for the reserve. By the way, what did you say about that?
I think people mix up very many things.
Okay.
There is vision.
Yeah.
And vision is, where do I see myself in this number of years?
Okay.
And it can easily just be, where do I see myself at the end of this year? So this is 1 year, where do I see myself at the end of this year?
Yeah.
Okay. And the nearer the vision comes, the more crystal it becomes and becomes more like a goal.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes smart, specific, measurable, achievable, you know, realistic and time bound. Within this year, I will buy a car. You know, so I can see myself in a car driving, and I can even see myself probably driving a specific type of car. So it becomes, it moves a lot from vision to goal. When it's further on, you know, like 50 years from now, I see myself in retirement. So it's a vision. You know, and so even for a company, you can say, I envision that my business will look like this in 50 years. I envision that my business will look like this in 100 years. Okay. And you don't have to hit it hard and then have to be too specific. You know, it can be broad, it can be picture, it can be compelling and pulling. You know. And in a sense, that becomes sort of like a form of a strategy. You know, we are going there. We are seeing ourselves in 100 years. Our company will be all over the world.
Okay, let me ask you though, because this one feels like it's a very serious prophetic thing now, but we're going to break it down. That's why you're here. So think about, in fact, I've decided that I had some questions put down, but I want to flow with just what you're saying because I'm picking a lot of things from what you're saying. So I'm a business. Okay, it started well, it's looking promising, and I need to put down maybe a strategic plan. But then you should tell us, should you put a plan first before you jump in, or should the plan come in the process? I don't know, you tell us that, you know. So does that entail, which is a question definitely, I know I'm asking so many, does that entail sometimes pulling along some people to help you think, because sometimes people are limited. And I think it's good to acknowledge, maybe that's a starting point, that you may need some 1 or 2 people who help you see a little bit of some of the steps.
Yeah.
Now, I've said so many things. Please
You said so many things. Yes. You have said so many things. Okay, so let's try and unpack one by one.
Absolutely.
Do you need a strategy when you're starting your business, or do you just want to jump and start?
Yeah.
I think I'd like the viewers to just also comment. The ones who started a business,
yes.
Did you start it with a strategy, or did you start without a strategy?
That's a good one. Let's learn well. If you're in business, did you start with a strategy, or did you just jump in and strategy found you if you have one?
Yeah. So, and then I'll tell you this. Put yourself at the place where you have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea. I want to sell mugs. I have an idea. I want to sell tea. Yeah. You have to think about what kind of tea, who is the customer, and where are you going to sell, and how are you going to sell.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The temptation normally is for people to do those thoughts and then implement on the go without taking their thoughts and putting them down on paper. Yeah. And people do that a lot. You know. And in a sense, we even say if you write a business plan and then start a business, you know, you're wasting time writing a business plan, because what you should be doing is really just thinking, going out into the market, talking to customers, and coming back, you know. And so it's sort of like a mixed bag. You can take a lot of time writing, which means you'll never start, and everything you're writing sticks on paper. Or you can just go out into the market, and as you think and as you do, you just implement. But the middle ground is where it's best. You think, you put down on paper, you go implement in the market, you come quickly and review, and you're reviewing based on, we had made commitments to ourselves to do the following things. Out of the 5 things, we did 3. These are the results we got. Why didn't we do this 2? Or this is what happened, we didn't do this 2. You know, or, oh, we didn't do this 2. Let's go and do them, then come back now and compare all these 5 things which you said we're going to do, what are the results? So documenting allows you a proper reference point that you can come back to and say, we had set out to do this. When we went, we did. These are the results we got. These are the deviations we have. So it's a good place to start, you know. And documenting also allows you to consolidate all your thoughts into one place and evaluate them and see which ones I want to go and implement and which ones I don't want to go and implement.
Wow.
So I would say, even when you're starting, it's not about doing a 50-page strategic plan. It's about documenting your thoughts on paper in a way that allows you to go to refer to them. It can even be a half a page.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's very promising.
Now, do you need people?
Do you need people? Now, that's the other big question. Yeah.
It depends. It depends on whether what you're starting is something you've done before, whether the business you're running is something you're familiar with, whether you have the competency, the knowledge, the experience. And so you will need people, because people bring in ideas that are beyond you. People bring in knowledge that is beyond you. People bring in skills that are beyond you. People bring in networks that are beyond you. No man is an island, you know.
So I have so many questions running through my head, and I know viewers have, but first of all, goodness, Karwanjao is watching. I know you. Hey. And she says she started hers with a strategy. Thanks a lot for that comment. So let me ask you, as you said, it depends. You may bring in people, you know. I know what we have a challenge, let me say, as a society. Let me use that word. Oh, this one will steal my idea or something of that sort. But let's assume now you've gotten people who are here willing to help you. Where are they found? You know, is that part of what Wylde does? I'm just throwing
it out.
Yes.
So it depends. If you're starting your business, the easiest way to get help is from those who are immediately around you. So depending on the sector and industry you are in, talk to somebody who is in that space. You want to start a bakery, talk to a previous baker. You want to start a farm, talk to somebody who is farming. You want to start open up a factory, talk to somebody who's running a factory. Now, if you don't have anyone in your immediate circle who's running a factory, there's the 3 degrees of separation. Talk to somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
I like that.
But definitely talk to somebody who's already running a factory. Just get to hear what their perspectives are. Learn from their mistakes, learn from their experience, hear from them. Do we at Wylde help you with those things? Yes, we do. When you come for any of our sessions, you'll meet other entrepreneurs, you'll meet other people who are in business, and you'll actually be able to make those connections.
Very true.
Yeah.
You know, let me just read a comment from one of our our viewers, George, says, I just started, but in my mind was a vague idea and kind of strategy.
Yeah.
I think he speaks for the very many people. Thanks, George, for that. Because there are people who just start and things fall in place. And it doesn't mean that you're badly off. That's why we are here. And, you know, Wylde still you accept such people, right?
Yes.
Good one. So let's get to some more questions here and some of the factors a business should consider when developing. I know we have already touched on a few, but are there some that you know you should consider when developing now a plan?
There's one fundamental factor that you should always consider whenever you're in business, and that one is your customer.
Whoa.
Yeah. You're not in business for yourself.
Yeah.
You're in business for your customer.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is my customer?
Who is your customer?
What are their needs? How do my products and services meet those needs?
Wow.
It's as fundamental as that. Because if you don't have customers, you most likely don't have a business.
Yeah, there's no business there.
Yeah, because who's paying for service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no one there.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're not in business for yourself. You're in business for your customer. You're in the business of meeting needs.
That's true.
You're in the business of solving problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what need are you meeting?
Yes.
And who are you solving that problem for?
Who are you solving that problem for?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Customer is key. What questions do you have about strategy? I'm trying to exhaust myself out here because I'm also learning and I'm taking notes as well, indirectly. So, back to class now. I may not be able to bring in one or two or so, and you've said sometimes taking thoughts down, but I still want to ask maybe the classroom question. How do you develop a strategic plan?
How do you develop a strategic plan?
Yeah, but I want to put in a follow-up question on this because we know the recent times we've had. You guys have been hit with COVID. Some people made some money. The majority were hit so hard.
Yes.
And probably they had a very nice plan, you know? So how do you develop one in line with the current situations that come around and the challenges so that you're responsive enough to the changing nature of doing business?
Of business. I think, so, and this is few steps, do it yourself at home strategy development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that because majority of businesses are doing that.
So step one, who is my customer?
Yes.
Okay.
Step one.
Who is my customer?
Yeah.
And in a sense, you just need to understand who your target customer is.
Yes.
And by answering that question of who is my customer, then you've really gotten the first step clear.
Great.
Step two,
Yeah.
what needs am I solving for my customer? You know, and understanding what needs you're solving for your customer helps you really just be able to know how to position your product or service better for your customer.
Very true.
Yeah. And then step three is just understanding the market, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How big is my market? And who are these customers in this market? And from that, you'll be able to develop a strategy.
Wow. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I love the steps first. Can I just take them through? Who is your customer? What needs are you solving? And of course, now understand your market.
Yeah.
Lovely. If you want more, you can contact them. They're in that business themselves. From where you sit, do you think, because we boast about SMEs, you know, running the 80% of this economy and all that.
Yeah.
Do you think SMEs in this country have embraced the idea of having strategies in their business? Or are they just running blindly?
So our recent research actually found that I think 30% of businesses have strategies.
30%?
Yes,
Well,
30% of businesses have strategies.
That's low.
And of those 30% that have strategies, a majority of them were actually successful despite COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And we also found out that businesses that are turning over 100 million shillings and above have a strategy.
They have a strategy.
Yes.
So the ones that make a lot of money.
The ones that are making a lot of money have a strategy. Yeah. And so for us, it was very clear that if you are going to make a lot of money, then you need to have a strategy.
I love that. If you're planning to make a lot of money.
If you're planning to make a lot of money, you need to have a strategy. Yeah. if you're planning to survive and to navigate, you need to make a strategy. Okay, the businesses that had a strategy going into the COVID season fared better than the ones that didn't have a strategy.
Wow.
Because they had a place to start from.
Yeah.
They had a reference point. We were doing this, then COVID happened. Then now what? Because they had taken time to think clearly about what it is that they wanted to do, what success looked like.
Yeah.
And so when COVID came,
Yeah.
they could stop and ask ourselves,
Yeah.
how do we still do what it is that we wanted to do
Yeah.
despite COVID?
Lovely.
Granted, there are some industries that were hard hit. And those industries, we say they had something which we call stranded assets.
Stranded assets.
Yeah. You know, where you are in event production, and maybe not even in event production, you are in the event business.
Absolutely.
You do weddings for a living.
Yes.
But they're banned.
Weddings were banned.
Yeah. They're banned. There are no gatherings.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you transition yourself? And you have the equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the equipment, you have the tents, you have the PA equipment. How do you transition yourself from what you have to still serve the customer, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not easy, you know, because at that particular level, the tents are not going to be useful anymore.
Very, very true. There's nobody to cap.
Yes, there's nobody to come. And so rightfully so, you have a stranded asset. But one thing that you don't, what is it called? The one thing that hasn't moved is the need for people to get married, and the need for other people to participate in those weddings.
Wow, that's true.
That hasn't changed.
People still got married.
People still
and
got
still
married,
getting married,
and people are getting married,
Yeah.
and people are still participating in those weddings. And so the question for you is, how do I move from providing physical wedding services to providing virtual wedding services?
Yeah.
Question one. Question two is, what do I do with my assets that are now stranded? I have tents, they are now there. You know, do I take them and store them until that time when things cap? Or do I take them and provide them as for use by people who now need them?
That's true.
You know, I have a school. Schools are closed.
Yeah.
What do I do? Yeah. What do I do with my school? Schools are closed.
There's a guy who started some serious farming inside when they were closed.
Yes. So some people did farming. Some people actually converted their schools into shopping malls. So schools are closed. I convert my school into a shopping mall.
Yeah.
And so there are different things you have to think about. Some people converted their hotels into boarding schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, in places where schools were not closed, like Tanzania, some people converted their hotels because hotels were not doing well.
Yeah.
And they converted them into schools. Some people converted their hotels into COVID centers.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
And they still earn their money
for
for having helped. Yeah. Wow, a lot of thinking that needs to come along with that. That's true, and reinventing that comes along with that. So there's a sense of adaptability as things go along.
Yeah.
But as you said, from what I picked, businesses that had a strategy fared better than the ones that were just clueless and things happened.
Yes.
Goodness, so you're better off having one. So I'll ask you another, because now you've done your studies. So what's the challenge? Why are SMEs not having strategies? I know. Why?
Why are SMEs not having strategies?
Yes.
Because the number one reason is they just don't know that they need to have a strategy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you better.
So and you'd imagine that they should know, but you see, I'm coming from a practitioner's point of view.
Yeah.
So I look at things as obvious.
Yes.
But the user, they just don't know that they should have a strategy. And that's why we are here, to tell them that if you have a strategy, you are more likely to succeed than if you don't have one.
Yeah.
And so get a strategy. So we are educating them.
I think
to
the
have a
line
strategy.
is, if you want to make money,
Yes.
be strategic.
Be strategic. The other reason why they don't have a strategy is because to develop a strategy requires expert support. You know, if you're going to develop a good one, you need to come to Wylde so that we can help you do it. Guess what? They cost money.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a question I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Sometimes
Doing a strategy costs money.
Yes.
And in some cases, it costs a lot of money. Okay. But at Wylde, what we are coming to tell you is, doing a strategy is not expensive. We are coming up with ways of reducing the cost for SMEs to do strategies so that strategy becomes available for more and more people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Wylde. We need to be there. I think I'm already a customer. I'm jumping in after this. Now, let's talk about now the capital aspect of it. And before you even tell us about what on average it would cost a business to do such things. So somebody has the cash to start a business. They have seen the opportunity. They have seen the need. They need to do. I mean, to solve. What would be your starting point from where you see it as Chris?
Yeah.
Should this person, first of all, I have seen it. Do they jump into the business? Can already see the answer. Or do they come to you and say, hey, this is what I've seen. I've already seen the opportunity.
Yes.
And I have the ready cash.
Yeah.
Do they first of all come and build their strategy first?
Or
do they first of all just start and then, hey, Chris, come, I already started.
I started, I'm at it, it's not working.
It's not
Help. I think you know the answer to that.
I can see the answer already. Where these questions you are saying is
these questions, and you should actually ask the viewers, where should you start? Should you start by talking to a strategy expert to help you think through your business before investing your capital? Or should you just take your capital and go and invest it?
You're right.
Yeah.
There's so many blind spots. I must say this, I've tried to start some businesses and there are things you don't see.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get in and you're like, oh, I wish I knew this. Because there are questions you didn't ask. There are areas you did not see.
Yes.
And sadly, some people just copy paste. They think somebody's doing well and so they decide to just start somewhere else and then, oops, what's happening?
What's happening, yeah.
Okay. Statement here, not all strategic plans lead to success. Can you give us the do's and don'ts for strategic planning? So not all
strategic plans lead to success.
Yeah.
That's true. Not all strategic plans lead to success.
Yeah. Because of the environment that changes or something?
No, because of the assumptions that people use to make strategic plans.
Expound.
So let me expound.
Yeah.
When you're making a strategic plan,
Yes.
you are trying to say, I am going to do this in the market. I'm going to take this particular initiative, and if I do this, I will succeed.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that informs if I do this, I will succeed, can be an assumption or can be a fact.
Okay.
So, for example, if I market my amazing tea on Facebook, I will get more customers.
That's
Okay.
an assumption.
It's an assumption. It appears as if it is true because others have marketed their products on Facebook
Yes.
and they have gotten customers. You get, so you go and you advertise your products on Facebook and you don't get customers.
Yeah.
You know. So what was happening there? And so when you're doing a strategic plan, what you really, really want to understand is what is the basis for my strategy? Okay, what assumption am I making on my strategy? And you want to reduce assumptions as much as possible.
Yeah.
So that you're coming from a place where if I do this, I get this result. So that it's more direct.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I do this, I'll get these results.
Yeah.
And moving away from assumption to fact to results that matter requires a questioning of assumptions you're using, and therefore then increases your chance of your strategy being successful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another thing about strategies that are not successful is implementation. We've sat here, we have debunked the assumptions.
Yes.
We have said, actually, let's go and try and market our product on Facebook or on Instagram. We should be able to get customers. We've seen how it works. We've looked at other products. We've looked at other customers, other segments. Then guess what? A week passes, we've not put anything on Facebook.
Wow.
Another week passes, we've not put anything on Instagram. Another week passes, another week passes. We never did anything.
Yeah.
We said we will do this, but we never did. Is that strategy going to succeed?
It will not.
It will not succeed.
It will not, definitely.
Because there's nothing that was done.
Implementation, nothing done.
Yes. And that is one of the biggest problems we see with businesses.
Yeah.
Poor implementation. Yeah.
Okay, let me just get to a bit of comments here. Geoffrey Alemba, good talk, thanks a lot. Melo STL, tuned in, thanks a lot. Kinara Maker saying, look for advice from strategic experts. I think he's just affirming what we're saying, not everybody else. And by the way, how do you know the fake and the real ones? You know, let's just be honest. In society, there will always be those elements, because there are people who will tell you, "I will help you out."
Yeah.
Then they rip you off. Is there a way to check? I'm just asking. Random question.
Random question. Is there a way to check? I think you can always look at track record.
Yeah.
You can ask them, who have you done this for? What are the results that they have experienced and seen?
Testimonials, something real.
Yeah.
Which brings into the question that I wanted to ask about Wylde.
Yes.
Are there any case studies? Somebody walked in and
Yeah.
you are proud and you can clap and say, wow.
Yes, so we have several case studies. On our website, if you go, you'll see videos of clients who have taken our strategic planning approach and are doing well. So our website is wildeinternational.com.
Yeah.
We have videos of different case studies on our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/wildeinternational.
Okay.
We have very many case studies of businesses that have done well.
Yeah.
Right now, top of mind, I'm thinking about a business called Sylvia's Basket. They do organic farming, and they have a shop in Kilimani where they sell their produce.
Yeah.
And they've done their strategic planning with us, and their business is thriving right now. They're getting more and more customers, and they are expanding.
Yeah.
I can think about Wayaki with a meat shop in Dagoretti, and his business is thriving. He opened up online deliveries and marketing, and he's doing well.
And he's doing well.
Yeah.
That's very tangible.
Yes.
Okay.
And ourselves as a company.
And yourselves as
yes,
well.
We eat our own.
You have a strategy, right?
Yes, we eat our own dog food.
I love that. Of course, it would be weird if you don't have one yourself.
No, we do. We have a strategy. We implement it, and it's actually working for us. We're growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cost implications when it comes to building a strategy.
Yeah.
And I can tell it's going to be relative based on your type of business.
So building a strategy just depends on how big your business is, and also your market dynamics and the complexity. So for a simple strategy, a growing business, that will be 25,000 shillings. That at Wylde. Yes.
At other places, I can't speak.
Yeah.
But at Wylde, we'll do for you a strategy for 25,000 shillings.
Wow.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yes. If your business is a bit bigger, you can start again. We can do it for you between 80 and 150,000 shillings.
Okay.
Yeah. If your business is much bigger than that, then we can do up to between 300 to 450. If your business is much bigger than that, then we can talk.
We can always talk.
Yes, we can always talk.
Lovely. And remember, Wylde, when you're looking for those pages, is WYLDE.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so don't look for wild animals. No. It's the other one, as we said. So, 25,000 shillings. If you want to make money, be strategic. So that's a serious investment you need to do. Because a lot of people will go, spend about 70, 100 G's starting their own businesses, and then they will say all that money sunk down, simply because they jumped in blind. So it's more like, I'm trying to look for that nice English statement that if you fail to plan,
you plan to fail.
Then you plan to fail.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's it.
So please plan fast before you jump in.
To fail, yeah.
Is it? So those are the cost implications, and I think I love it. I was just holding my thoughts that you will not shout some big figure here. So are there ways SMEs can be supported into developing strategic plans? I think that's a question sent here.
Yeah.
What do you say about it?
So yes, there are. We have an amazing program which we call Scalarizer. We launched it just yesterday. The new brand, the new look and feel.
Yeah.
And we do have an info session coming up later today at 12 p.m.
Yeah.
So if you do go to our website, you'll be able to see some information around that. Wylde International /Scalarizer.
Yeah.
And you can get help, you can get support.
Yeah.
The program is both in person and virtual.
Yeah.
So you can take it from anywhere you are in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone is saying here, Amy Joy, thanks for watching. Saying great conversation, and they're saying you have to work the plan.
Yes.
Oh, I think that's the.
Yeah, you have to work the plan.
You have to work the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to work the plan. There's such a comment as death by drawer.
What is that?
You take your strategic plan, you put it in the drawer, and you forget about it.
Another drawer is like a type of sword. But anyway, okay. People just keep it there and that's
Yeah,
it.
you keep it there and you don't implement.
So you've had some people you had to slap a bit, get to the ground and work.
So what we've designed in our process is a process that makes implementation support possible.
Okay.
So when you take a strategic planning process with us, you get implementation support.
Yeah.
So you get coaching, which helps you to think through how do I actually implement this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get coaching support. You get reviews.
Yeah.
So every 3 months, we'll come and do a review and ask, have you implemented?
Yeah.
Have you not implemented? And where are you at? Okay. And we've seen that improves the process of implementation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you about the landscape. Since you're also seated at a place where you see SMEs in the country and even beyond, the current ones in this country have had so many SMEs come here and they have complaints. They say they don't get support even from government and all those kind of things. Yet I see there are institutions, the government is really trying to build institutions to help all this, SMEs and all those things. Do you, first of all, from where you sit, are they first of all strategic in what they're doing, or are they just duplicating many things? And then would you say that SMEs really have the support they need from the government? Throwing that question to you before I tell you many other challenges that they have talked about.
I'm an SME.
Yes.
You should ask me whether I have support from the government.
Oh, do you? Do you?
And I'll tell you this, we do not wait for support from the government.
Wow.
Yeah. As an SME,
Yeah.
the statement hapa ni kazi tu. It's very real because yeah, if you're waiting for somebody to come from outside your organization to help you succeed, I think you've started on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
What you should be asking yourself is, what can I do to achieve my goals despite my environment?
Yeah.
Or what can I do to achieve my goals while leveraging on what's happening around me? You remember strategy, I want to go somewhere.
That's very true.
And I'm starting somewhere. But I have to take into account my strengths, my weaknesses, my capabilities, the opportunities around me, the challenges around me, and therefore then go to where I want to go. It's going somewhere despite, or it's going somewhere because of what's around me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a victim mentality, okay, and there's a victor mentality.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're in a victim mentality, you're a victim all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. And things are happening to you.
Yeah.
But when have that victor mentality, then you're happening on things.
Yeah.
Because the way life is, life can happen on you.
Very true.
And can happen on you seriously. Or you can happen on life. It's been said several times. You do not get what you deserve.
Yes.
You get what you demand for.
Wow. Wow. Lovely. Rehab Gashanga on YouTube, Blockchain, thanks a lot. Muturi Weekly as well, good morning, thanks a lot for watching. I'd forgotten to just appreciate some of our YouTube guys who are checking it out. Rosaline Okuro, Chris, you're doing it well.
Yes.
I think that's a fan.
Yeah, that's a fan.
They might know you somewhere. Maybe you helped them do a strategy. You should tell us what Chris did so that at least we can appreciate all that. Yeah, so far so good. So now we actually, time is almost up now. So from where you sit, don't wait to be supported as an SME. Get on the ground running, things will fall in place. The reason why I'm saying this is because last week we were just a bit not happy here on the show because we were just really talking about what the government did, what Parliament did by shooting down a very important bill that would have really helped the manufacturing sector in the country.
Yes.
Created probably more jobs and the likes.
Yeah.
And then you see this and you're thinking, oh my, why would you shoot this down? Did you come across that?
I saw that.
What's your comment on it? Sorry, I know it was sad last week.
It was sad my comment on it is, if you create truly amazing products, the government is going to buy.
They will buy.
Yeah. The other Kenyans are going to buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they will support you.
And they'll support you.
Kinara Mecha, my question is, does business need to have more than one strategic plan?
Does business need to have more than one strategic plan? That's a loaded question because you need to unpack it. Does business need to have more than one product? Does business need to have more than one value proposition? And I would say it all depends on the size of your business. So, for example, today in the manufacturing sector, you'll find businesses that have a strategy around electric vehicles, and they have a strategy around the traditional fuel vehicles, and they have a strategy around in between. You know, they are preparing themselves for a future that doesn't have fuel vehicles, and for a future that has electric vehicles. But they are also cognizant that today they need to still sell the vehicles, and so there's a multiple strategy in terms of at the three levels of what we are preparing ourselves for the future, and what we are doing right now to win in the current market dynamics. So there's possibility. It's a loaded question that cannot be just unpacked.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because there could be businesses that have actually various products, and each product may be having
its own strategy. Because then if you have 10 brands, you can't have the same strategy for each of the 10 brands, you know, because you almost have 10 businesses in one business. Yeah.
It's a very good question, Kinara Mecha. Roslyn Okoro is saying it's about what I can do despite my environment.
Yes.
Lovely. Yeah. Pat, in shorts now, so we can close the show. I don't know, what do you tell business people now? What's your pattern shot? From where you see, you have seen a lot of things, many other things. 30% of them only having strategic plans. There are people who are still maybe thinking, what's your?
Get a strategy.
It's
a very simple thing. Get a strategy.
Yeah.
Because once you have a strategy, you've increased your chances of success.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk for a business that is, not very high in those size. It's that micro one. They can't afford maybe the cost, and they need to come up with a strategy. Maybe they don't even need to call people for some cup of tea or something.
Yes.
Can a person by themselves try?
They can.
What would you tell them?
The 3 steps. Number 1, who is my customer?
Yes.
Number 2,
yes.
What needs of my customer am I solving?
Yeah.
Number 3, what's the market size? How many such customers exist?
Very true. So you have no reason to say you don't have a strategy.
Yeah.
Lovely. What's the future of SMEs in this country from where you sit now?
SMEs, the world over, are the bedrock of economies. And this country is blessed to have a diversified economy. We have people playing within the SME space across different sectors.
Yeah.
And so if you say, what is the future of SMEs in this country? The future of SMEs in this country is that they are going to continue driving the success that this country deserves and the success that this country demands. And if you're an SME, kudos, congratulations, keep going.
Yes.
If you're planning to start a business, the places where I have the greatest opportunity are in production.
Wow.
We have a lot of SMEs in trade, which means it's buying low, selling high. We need more and more businesses in production, creating.
Hey, the future is bright, so keep doing what you're doing. Now, I have to appreciate, do you like my shirt?
I love your shirt.
Spot On Apparels.
Yes.
They do this amazing work.
Okay.
So we have to tell them they partnered with us. Thanks a lot, Spot On Apparels. For all those of you who are saying, oh, I like your shirt. Yeah, that's what it means. Spot On Apparels. Check them up on Facebook. They will definitely do you a good one on this. Who are you wearing?
I don't know.
I like that.
Masai Market.
It's a Masai Market, right?
Yes.
I like that. No. The beauty is it's local. Buy Kenya, build Kenya. We talk a lot about that here. So I'm wearing Spot On Apparels. I'll introduce you to them. They're amazing as well.
Please do.
If you like it,
do.
now
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
Thanks a lot, guys. I just wanted to end with this thought. Our resident business coach told us that, and we have just heard about it, that who is your customer? And he talked about that for you to be successful as well in business, it's to ensure that your customer gets their goods or services delivered to satisfaction. Not just delivered, to satisfaction, that they are happy that you delivered on time, quality as they spoke about, and that, they had no mishaps. Oh, I don't know what went, you didn't go missing your phone or anything of that sort. Whatever you're doing, deliver to satisfaction. And we go the extra mile, maybe how you wrap it up or whatever, everything else, so they can feel value for their money. You know, the reason why I'm saying this is to just remind you, because I had just a business person who has been postponing a date they gave me, and I thought, no, I need to tell you and remind every business person that the most important thing, let your client be satisfied. Sometimes there could be challenges that come along, but keep communicating in good terms so that at least they can feel that you value them and that you value their time. Lots of thanks for Chris for coming, and Wylde International as well, and what you're doing for SMEs, we appreciate you for that. Of course, I'll be calling you more to answer more questions that are being asked about strategy and answer them strategically. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Great. That's it for us here at BizTalks. Bye-bye. Keep working.